Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and get started. We do have a quorum. As I might heard, Tracy will. He'll be here when he'll be here.
He hit his limit of one meeting yesterday.
Planning,
He got the hot meeting.
baptism by fire.
He,
I bet it was.
Yeah, first one too, wasn't it?
yes.
There he is.
Got a quorum plus one now.
Shocker.
All right, minutes. Has everybody had the opportunity to review the minutes? If
Yes.
so, any changes or edits to that? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve the last month's board meeting?
Seconded?
You make motions? Okay, all right.
I don't think you can. You're only
I thought
the
that was Jimbo.
you're the tie-breaking vote.
You make the motion, I'll make the second.
You're the tiebreaker.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Sorry,
You're just a pretty face. That's it.
That's not
you're
doing
the
a whole lot.
showpiece. Yeah.
I just can't remember when I can vote, when I can't vote. Just sit here and shut up.
We just do what Will tells us to do.
So,
Yeah. All right, we have new business, the dugouts, unless we want to fast forward somewhere else, Will, and get people in
Push
and
that
out.
back,
So,
and we'll probably have Justin Price go first.
come up and
That
state
is
your
the
name and
field markers.
address. And
Justin Price, I live at 1890 Chatham Place here in Danville. I'm very active in the baseball field, as we talked about on the way in. And I had a chance to talk with Will about some of the markers that might be going up. And I know from the confusion between two different leagues, we all know that, right? Which is field three. I mean, I get asked it every day, and it's okay, which are you playing for? And you can tell by the size of the kids, and we know, right? But I know Will is talking about redoing the field markers to make them visibly be easy to see and whatnot. So we had two different options. I don't know if Will talked about it one time yet or not. The first option is both of these combined. And when you look at them, it kind of pops out at you. It looks like a baseball. I know we were talking front and back, right? That's the best design we like. This is a 2-footer right here. I know we talked about a 3-foot to try and make the number a little bit bigger to be seen. Of course, that does do pricing increase because we tried cutting in on this, and it works great on like the 1, but when you get to a 4, you know, it kind of messes it up. These are all painted and we powder coated. That way they will stand the test of time. They also have a separate plate, which you can do whatever you want with. I mean, if you want to actually name a field, if you want to have Mower Zone or somebody, you know, sponsor a field for a season of something, then that can be put on real easy and detached real easy so it can change. And a lot of people just do like a final graphic, kind of wrap it and put it on there. That way you can change it out. You can also engrave them and you can do it. It's a plate, so you can do what you want with it. The other option was without the red, just like that. It's still a cutout. The cost savings really is, what do we figure, $38 difference? Because most of the work goes into this. This is just a cut piece of metal that's powder coated. We're going to put 4 holes in it. That way you can be mounted on both sides and visibly seen from both sides of the area. That's really all I got. Any
Mounted on
questions?
both sides, mean one of those on the other side too?
That's what we were talking, that's what Will was talking about. Really, I didn't think you wanted to be seen from driving through either way. It doesn't matter to us.
I did look at. I was in Burger Plainfield in their fields, and they had something similar to that, but they only put it on one side, and it actually looks. I mean, you could see it through the fence.
It looks nice. Plainfield, I can tell you, I mean, theirs are all 4 together.
Yeah.
You know, so when you walk in, you're going right at it.
Yeah, it's a little easier to view.
We'll do whatever you want. I live here, so I just figured.
We talked about the possibility of maybe you just cutting the numbers too.
We've thought about that too, just cutting the numbers. And then the question I have for you too, would you want just a number on a back or just a number by itself?
I think the number could probably. I mean, that's how we have our tennis courts. I just bought numbers on Amazon and put them up there real cheap. But the thing is, with the softball, they're going to get hit. They're going to get hit. by softballs, by, you know, whatever's being thrown in that area. So they just have to be a lot harder, and the ones I have at the tennis courts are. Too.
What are they made out of?
Out of 14 gauge.
No, what are those made out of?
Oh.
Then you could bend them and make
Oh, yeah,
it.
that's a pop can.
This isn't going anywhere though, is
Yeah,
it?
these are 14 gauge.
Yeah, you may want to pass them around there.
What happens to the number when you cut it out? Do you cut it out whole?
It does have one little small dot.
Is this the same
in it
gauge as the
where
sign?
the plasma cut actually starts point. So it would have one little small, almost like the tip of a, in the number
Why don't
itself.
you just take that number that he's cut out? Put it on the back?
There's one, right?
That's why we only did one.
You're paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. I need the stitches too. I can make
You get
eyebrows for
stitches and-
Halloween.
Yeah.
You hang lights on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just thinking bullseye on one of these things, and throw it out a couple thousand yards and have some fun.
That'd be pretty cool. It's pretty thick too.
That's pretty heavy.
They're heavy duty. They stand up for the test of time. You know, we talked about powder coating. We talked about painting. Powder coating is really the way to go if you're going to do it. If you're going to leave them up for through the holiday, I mean through
Yes,
the
it's gonna be
season.
outside, just the paint itself is gonna fade or not nowhere near as nice as the powder.
And the red, I mean, we get close to the Danville. It's just a standout version. You have any questions? Anything you?
How much is this? Is
Those,
this what we
those
talked
are
about
what
last
I
month?
brought to you last meeting. I just pulled up the packet
Okay.
from last month and threw it up there. There, the $169.99 was for the full both items. And then he said minus 38 if we just did the see-through. And if we just did one, I mean, you're still looking at about $800, 6 fields. Just did the one, and then it would be about.
If you just did
If
the
you did
number,
both sides, right?
if you just did a number or just one sign?
If you just did the number, we talked about 14 inches.
And just the number itself.
No fill, no nothing, just
Just
a
the number.
1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inches, give or take.
This is Steve Kaburski. He does the work.
You're the face guy, right?
He was just turning the letters. I thought he was the
Vanna.
model. Yeah. He speaks.
He's the Mr. Nielsen of quality cuts.
So, but the whole kit and caboodle was 20.
Yeah, pretty much about $2,400 if we went all in with everything and did both sides.
So both sides. You'd have a
Dude,
number.
does
Basically have
every-
four discs per field.
Right.
then is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Times 8, so you had
Solid, and then
32.
you'd have the cut, and then we'd.
So it'd be
pretty
32
much-
discs total then.
And
Are you
all
talking one
fields.
Or
solid
no,
and
I'm
two
sorry,
cuts?
6 fields. Yeah. 24.
Are you talking 2 solids and 2 cuts on each fence?
It would be 1 solid and 2, right? Or was it 2
4
solids?
times 12.
2 solids.
Yeah, I was thinking 8.
Man, we could probably almost get away with 1. I think it would look better. Probably. If we're gonna do it, we might as well.
We talk about the holes and putting bolts through them. That way, no one can mess with
Yeah, and everything else. Park, we have to make it prison grade
Yeah.
so that it stays, stands the
it.
test of time.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
High school, I get it. It'll wind up.
Kindergarten, I'm sure gets it.
It'll wind up in my classroom one day. Hey, Mr. Nielsen, got some extra credit for you.
If we did just the numbers and all the stuff to have powder coated, would be.
Like holes through it.
Yeah,
Hole
yeah,
through
I
it,
could
right,
put,
the
yeah,
top
whether
and
you
bottom
wanted
hole.
top and bottom, or however you wanted the holes, I could put it.
Pretty much $100 a field, it'd be $600.
And every field needs it on both sides if we do the whole kit. I mean, you could,
You're driving in.
because the position of the field, you need it on both sides, right?
Well, if you get to Thompson, by the time you turn that, you've missed the parking. So yeah, you're going back around again.
Yeah.
Grass, so
You couldn't have them.
You may have to
just the
catch it on the
numbers
second.
Two on each side, because then it would kind of
Yeah,
cancel
would
each
they-
other out. You'd have to put one,
Yeah.
and some one, another somewhere else that's flipped on.
You could do the ends of the field. You could
Yeah.
consider the backstop, or whatever you guys want.
we just pick which side we'd want them on to. Just bringing the options.
Pretty stout.
That's.
You want the frisbee?
Yeah, 14 gauges.
Only only thing I'm scared of is that winding up in some kid's bedroom from stealing it. Like Christmas displays.
Discussion?
Ugh, I like it.
They are a nice sign.
They're great.
they're
They would
very
be
nice.
Perfect. And it's only $2,000, except are you gonna come up and say,
Yes.
oh, look what I found on Amazon?
No, I didn't find it at Amazon.
And it's gonna be just as good or something.
No offense, your work is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. But I'm just trying to be cost effective.
I understand.
So I contacted our Public Works Department, Ray Whitaker, and asked who our town buys our street signs from. And it's Stello, and I called down, talked to them, told them what we were doing, told them what we would like to have, and asked if she could give me a quote. And I actually got a sampling of the, what do you call this, guys? The gauging?
The gauge of
Gauge,
metal.
yes, there you go. That's why I'm learning about this. I found this is the gauge of metal that it would be of. There's 3 different types of coating. I didn't know what all the acronyms, all the shortcuts were there, so I put them down there on a sticker below for you guys. The most expensive one to get the 12 signs, one for each side of each backstop, would be $359.40. And if you look at the second page, it's a 2-foot by 2-foot sign that's aluminum, but it's not powder coated. But there's still something that if they get dinged and they're high up, I don't know if a rock's gonna go up there, they're gonna go up there, but I'm thinking that would be something more affordable that we could replace if we need to, if it gets dinged. But that metal grade, I think, is just as sturdy as a street sign. I just think about the dugouts that need repairs, all the money that needs to go into all the fields. And if we can share the wealth of that money, like I said, I love what you've done.
Who are these guys? Are these the
This
guys
is
that
the
do
company that the town of Danville buys all their street signs through.
This isn't the wayfinding people.
No,
No.
that's
With the- 'cause those guys are-
Signworks.
Those guys are,
Pretty good though.
yeah, they're fantastic.
It'd be like 10 times the price for those.
So that's just an option, guys. I'm just giving you another option. It's not powder coated. It's not shaped like a baseball. It is square, but it provides all the same information. I could not ask her what the number size was, but by looking at it, it looks like it's comparable to that one. So just throwing another option out for you.
What is the diameter of that?
This one's about the 2 foot.
And this is a 2-foot
That's
square
2-foot
with
square.
this stuff painted on it?
Yes, it's a, what do you call, a laminate type stuff, whatever a street sign is made with, how they're
Oh,
made.
so it's not
It's like how
a
a street sign.
vinyl that's gonna peel off. It's like a
Right,
street sign.
it's like a street sign.
Do we have any more questions for them? If not, we can let them
Thanks, guys.
go, or
Yeah, what's the difference? This feels thicker than that one. What is this?
That one's steel, that one was far, like Justin was saying, wanted to do.
But is that the same steel as that?
This is aluminum.
Yeah, that's aluminum. This here's steel. This here's the 14 gauge steel, and that's what I'm looking. Still in there.
Uh-huh.
I want to say that's. See that is 14 gauge there too. So the thickness is the same. So it'd be 14 gauge aluminum on theirs, 14 gauge steel on ours. Wait there for if you guys did want to sell sponsorships or anything like that, then
Or name it.
Just be folded right on to.
Yeah,
And then every year, if
it changed or,
it changed or something, I just recut this here, $5 on it.
How many diamonds are
Have
there?
it slide over.
This is 12, one on each side of the back.
yeah. That's 3 different quotes for 12 signs. She just put it all in one. There's 3 different types of
Powder coating, unless you get somebody that actually takes like a key, screwdriver, or something like that there, it'll last easily probably 7-10 years. Easily. If no one is taking anything to it or anything like that there, I never. It's durable. If it was powder coated, you could drop it down on the floor and it wouldn't change.
And why are you using steel instead of aluminum?
The price, sheet of steel versus that price. Aluminum is did aluminum. I probably wouldn't even wanted to walk in here. And that's why those guys there for their aluminum stuff, they probably buy so much.
Yeah.
With them
Oh,
doing
yeah.
street signs,
Oh, yeah.
that their pricing, whereas to that,
Yeah.
that's why I did.
Where's your shop based out of?
Albert. There you go.
I grew up hunting Camp Atterbury, so I know the
There you
neighborhood.
I'm about 5 miles or 5 minutes from there and stuff. If you just go through Nineveh, head to
Yep.
Trafalgar by the FFA Center.
Yep, yep.
Yep, I'm 2 houses north of the FFA Center.
So do we need to fight about this now?
Yeah, go for it.
Anything else you guys want to share, or any questions for them?
Want to look at some other stuff? We've done the powder
Thank you
coating
guys
for a
for
lot of
coming in and
things.
showing us that. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's a really cool flag,
Steel
Steve.
business cards, that'd be cool.
Thank you very much.
cool.
I have actually
have one
done
with the
one for
Army
one
logo.
guy. Yeah.
Really?
Thank you. That's what I actually got an engraver attachment table also. With as small as it
I
is,
will
I
call you
can't
later
cut it,
because I'm
but I
president
can
of the
engrave
Lake
it.
Forest.
And that's what he did. Is it was just clear coat. Crazy.
How long did it take you to cut the, that white metal?
You Steve?
Once I got
She
it
was
put
almost
into
sure.
designs and stuff. For cuts and everything, with it being a plasma cutter on the back side. It's got wipe it all down, so that way there's no oil.
Okay, so board went with something. How long, let's just say they went with what you have right there. How long would it take?
To cut them, I could easily have them done in a day. I don't do the powder coating myself. In 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, I know we talked about this, we've discussed it some, we've looked at some of the ideas, now we were able to touch and feel them, everything else,
Did I
so.
get one of those?
What do you need?
is that-
This?
It's on the bottom.
Okay, my bad. It's in there. I wanted his.
Oh, his is from last month's.
So what you're talking about is what, 350, the best one is 359 times, no, 359 period.
That's 940 total. They're only $30 a sign.
Are these like our highway signs and stuff too? And it's an Indiana company? How come I thought these guys were from Danville?
The
one guy
guy
is.
who works for him is from Danville.
So
Yeah,
he is
he's from
Danville.
Yeah,
Danville.
he does a lot with the Little League, Justin Price.
Okay.
When you reconfigure things in football, 6 fields, or do you think?
I think should
No
be,
additional
well,
fields?
actually, there's gonna be 5. But we may have 6, it just depends. Maybe they'll all be together. Share. But
Problem
I
is
mean,
like what,
either way,
num-
we're trying to number them so that if we do drop one field, that they'll all still be the same numbers. The only one that may change is the rotary field. State Park basketball. That there should never have been. It's terrible.
What number is that one?
It's dangerous. That would be number 6. We're gonna go straight down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 will be.
Are you gonna even bother to number that one?
Yeah, we're still gonna number it because the whole goal is kind of like a wayfinding thing, to where people, grandma and grandpa coming to watch the game.
But I mean, are you ever gonna get rid of that field?
I'd like to get rid of it now because
Yeah.
it's kind of dangerous. I think we don't have any field space, so there's not really any options.
Till
Until
football
we
moves and then-
yeah, once football moves, then we can fix our other fields, and we can.
So number 6 would be out where the football fields are now. You would just actually move.
No,
You'd have
no.
a 6th field someplace else?
Yeah, 6 field will be someplace else.
Okay. I like these.
I just think it looks cool.
It looks very cool.
But I see both sides to it. One, we're going to talk about dugouts here in a little bit. Before we were always under the impression that dugouts were not ours. They were actually the Little Leagues. So we just kind of helped them whenever they had problems with them. But getting to a point where they aren't doing anything. They're not spending their money on fixing things. So I talked with them, and they're willing to actually throw some money in, but kind of with that too is like
They do?
we want the ownership of the dugouts
no.
because they're not going to maintain them.
No.
They don't maintain them.
No.
I mean, they don't even maintain the fields, which they're supposed to maintain beyond. So I think the more we take ownership, the more we can fix things. With the dugouts, it's something that we could probably do in-house. We don't have the time. So that's when we kind of, this guy brought up the dollars, and I was like, at first I was like, hey, anyways, fix them. It's actually probably cheaper than having my staff do it. Their dollars do go into the non-reverting, so we could use non-reverting dollars to fix the fields. And then they're willing to throw some money. Little League is, I don't know. I want to have nicer, nicer places. When you look at those fields, they look like they're not taken care of. And they're like falling apart.
Going back to the signs, he says we're 2 weeks out on that. Say the end of May, Little League and everything's done, second week of June. Something we still want to do yet this year?
We start fall baseball though.
Fall ball is,
Yeah, in August.
What's
Yeah.
the lead time on these?
I did not ask her. I didn't think to. I apologize.
It's probably
I
not
can't,
very-
it wouldn't be, yeah, they do it.
Probably about the
there.
same 2 weeks.
I bet, yeah, I'm guessing 2 weeks.
Do they just ship us these for free?
It would be shipped up to us for free. Yes, there'd be no setup cost. That's what the cost is right there.
Those are 2x2 squares.
Yeah, the 24 by 24 squares.
number's about an 8-inch number then. About the height of this sheet of paper. It seems
It's-
smaller than the other one.
It's not apples to oranges. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're two
That's all
different
I'm just trying to
products.
think of.
They're totally two different products. I think if we didn't have funds at our disposal, we should debate the pennies and the nickels, because we talk about a lot bigger money than this, the difference. So my gut is to just go with the one that looks, you know what I mean? Because it's not going to, we're not going to suffer someplace else because we spend an extra $1,200 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's $1,200. I mean, that's money, but it's not, $100,000 difference in brick foundation.
We don't have to move right away if we don't want. Really, we've been without here, save if we wanted.
I don't
to
care
you
about
guys.
that. I think if I
I'm
think
not
my
gonna-
vote would be to go with that one just because it looks.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion. And then plus we talked about it for 3 months.
I'm putting words in your mouth.
So I think it's great to see the differences though, but if I knew I wanted $1,200 to go specifically for something else, I would vote for this one. But if not, if we're not gonna be sacrificing something, I think, well, let's do yeah. And if I got outvoted, I think I'd be fine with these two.
Yeah, that's
So,
how I-
you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Liaison, do you have any thoughts?
I don't know if I can comment on this or not.
We'll let you know.
Well, you have aluminum versus steel. You've got iron. Post, or you're gonna put it on the backside.
The backstop as it is wouldn't support this?
It would support it. That's what they're made for. They put them on their field.
Okay.
All 12 of them
Yeah, exactly, 300.
for $360.
That's pretty good. That's
I know, that
$50.
price is killer.
Here's my opinion on it. Is their best grade. If it doesn't, then you have a minimum.
And if it does pan out, we've saved $1,200.
Well, between the two packages that they quoted us, it'd be anywhere from 1,700 to 2,200.
Which one did you like the best? Is the last one the most, is this most expensive?
Well, that's
one
just the one
best?
that's more like the street signs. It's got the high-density reflection coating on it. She said there's a 10-year warranty on them. So they've got the same warranty just about as the other ones.
So at these prices, I would just go for the best one.
Well, yeah, that's what I would do.
My only concern is would be the number size, if we could make that bigger, maybe get rid of the Danville Parks.
We can make that sign and say anything we want it to.
I wonder if you turned them more like diamond.
Diamond side? Yeah, we
Yeah.
could.
Would you hate it if you got rid of the base?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. And they're kind of like the baseball, but still kind of serve it.
With or without the baseball?
I like the baseball on it. I get that.
I didn't tell her about specifics on a number, so I could just tell her what the priority is to get a large number.
We went out there, did a 11 inches. It was hard to see at 11. That one was,
Well, he said it would be 14 if he took everything else off
Yeah, I
and just
think
put
it was
them
10.
on. Yeah, but that one was 10.
I got another motion now. And I want to see that, if she did it sideways and concentrate on the number.
You want me to have him mark up a design?
Especially if we don't need to decide this today.
Okay. I
No,
can
we
have
don't
him-
need to
I can
decide
have
it.
him mock up a design for you.
Yeah,
More of a
spearhead that,
diamond shape and get them making.
as big as we can make
As big as
it.
we can make the number. You guys want the baseball on it if we can, or?
yeah, I think it looks cool.
I like that.
Okay,
I just know those dugouts need attention. I thought that money could go towards the dugouts.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
very
your
good, thank you,
effort.
thanks for your research.
Thank you for your.
Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, let's move on to, do we want to,
Yeah, Scott Perkins is
Yep.
here for that.
all right.
Yeah, if you guys turn to the, let's see here, fourth to last page.
I'm Scott Perkins with Blackline. I live here in town, but my office is 1043 Virginia Avenue, Indianapolis. So, here to talk about the proposed amphitheater. Will had kind of got budget pricing on two different options, basically. How much have you told them about the options you got priced and so forth?
Because at first I didn't know there was a second option, so they only know of the first option, which is this one.
Yeah, so, to give you a little background, the existing structure is going to be removed, the existing concrete slab would remain, and we basically place a new structure basically on that same slab. The slab is 50 by 90. Our proposed new structure is roughly 25 by 60, so we'd have some room to move around on that existing slab. However, where our columns come down, we'll need to cut out and put new concrete footings in for whatever structure we talk about. So, again, Will had gotten pricing on pre-made structure, pre-made structure, very common in recreation shelters and other park structures. Basically, this is kind of a package deal. They fabricate, produce all the components, coat, paint all the components, ship them all out on trucks, basically, and drop them. Somebody else puts it on the site. So this quote is in the neighborhood of $83,000. And then there'd be a general contractor or steel erection kind of company that basically leads the installation from there. Probably another $14,000 basically to set the steel, and then there'd be some carpenter time. The other option that Will got some preliminary pricing on is basically what we call a pre-engineered metal building. It's basically steel structure overhead that we put a metal roof on, put a metal underside to that, and in either scenario, we're talking about adding some masonry to kind of clad the columns and to create some walls and to give it a little bit more confidence and a better look. So that masonry, we're going to do that in either scenario. So the real difference then, the kind of pros and cons are the polygon structure. It's going to have a more, what I quote, finished appearance because it's a package deal. It's a park structure. It's intended for that. It's also got a wood ceiling structure. So when you're standing underneath and look up, you'd see a wood ceiling. The pre-engineered metal building is a significantly lower cost. So from $83,000 to $43,000. So the difference there is it's gonna come off looking like a metal building in a sense. The trim profiles and all that aren't going to be as polished and as well thought out. But in terms of covering the same area, achieving the same height and so forth, it's substantially less. So basically, what I guess I'm asking for is just some direction on which you want us to design around.
Do we any acoustic differences?
I was thinking about that. I don't know that there'd be any difference in terms of if a symphony's playing the sound projection out. I'm not an acoustic expert, but I don't think there'd be a significant difference there. If it's the metal building option and it's raining hard on that roof, there's going to be a whole lot more sound transfer. But if it's raining that hard, the symphony's probably not playing at that point.
There ain't nothing
right?
going on in the park.
So yeah, I don't believe there'd be any significant acoustic difference because basically with the acoustics, as long as you've got a surface there, you're getting some reflectance of the sound. Both of these are based on a real minimal slope, so a 1 in 12 slope, so it's very minimal slope, so it's not really going to be projecting the sound out scenario. So there's basically for either option, it's just okay. What's the cheaper option to achieve the structure? So we're going to have to do virtually the same concrete work for either one. We're going to have virtually the same electrical work for either one. It's just the better option to achieve the structure itself. So
Just the structure, what's the big difference if you look at it?
well, for example,
I mean, not any trim or
The
anything.
underside, I think, would be the biggest.
So the polygon structure, it would be tubes, more than likely would be tube steel columns. So they'd be square tube columns up to tube steel beam framing. That would all be, the structure would be there. And then the wood decking would be mounted on top of that tube steel framing. Basically, what you want is something where it doesn't give birds an opportunity. So, so anywhere that polygon steel structure is exposed, it would be a tube profile, a closed profile. We'd build the masonry up to. So that's where the pre-engineered metal building, they will be what's called a wide flange or an I-beam shape. So the columns would be I-beams. The beams across would be I-beams. The other structure would have some different shapes to it. So we'd have a roof, metal roof on top of that, and then metal panels side.
But if they were both out there, could we look at them and say, ugh, that one looks?
You'd be
better or
able to
worse?
tell the difference.
You can tell a difference, but does one look better or worse? Because it sounds to me like, before you answer that, the masonry that we want to do on either one is all cosmetic. That's not structural.
That's correct. The masonry's gonna have the same effect of dressing up the structure in either scenario. What it's gonna come down to is just kind of the shape of the profiles and the trim.
And can any of that be addressed cosmetically? It has nothing to do with structure that would make either one of them look better.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna, whichever option we go, we're gonna make it look as good as we possibly can. But it's probably the biggest single difference is the wood underside versus a metal panel.
And again, if they were right there, we wouldn't even see that from.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, if you're sitting back, you're gonna see a little bit of the underside, but not dramatically.
Scott, the painting on the polygon, it'll be done in the shop, I'm assuming. It'll be
Right.
the finish coat on it.
Right, that's correct.
And then we'll have to do a field coat on the pre-engineered steel.
Yeah, so
We'll have a primer, it'll be primed.
we
coming in.
might, depending on how much masonry we have, we may have some steel exposed, which either, that gets field painted, primed and painted in the field, or we take that I-beam shape and clad it with the pre-engineered, with pre-finished metal. And the metal that I'm talking about for the underside panels, roof and so forth, that has between a 20 and 30-year warranty. So the paint systems they put on metal panels are good. They're good, long life system.
Is there a choice?
Yeah, there's a good color range regardless. So
And the polygon, does that come in a certain? Does that
same
be
deal.
painted
Same
too?
deal. You get to
You get to
choose
choose
the
colors.
You
colors.
can choose that.
Right. Looking at like a black or dark bronze structure and a maroon.
So what are we looking at as far as maintenance comparison between the two buildings? They both about the same?
Yeah, because they're the same thing, it's just. Trying to put a lot of masonry over
Right.
one. That's the hard part, is like, how do we decide without really being able to see? This $40,000 is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Could put a lot of pretty on the ugly
could
to
help
make,
get dug out.
to make
Yes,
it
it
better.
could.
but-
Well, it could also help with the masonry side of it all.
It's just,
I think that it's a no-brainer because I think the whole structure needs to blend into the environment. So the maroon, I think, would be as far extreme as I would go. I'd want black to mix in with the trees, and then the masonry should be natural stones or bricks. You know what I mean? I don't want anything to stick out.
Sure.
I mean, if there's not a big maintenance difference, I'm seeing that as being a concern, but if there's not, then I don't see.
I don't anticipate a
Yeah,
significant
and if- I
maintenance
mean-
difference between the two different
And the
types of
finished work
structure.
is what's gonna make it beautiful. It's just gonna be, like I've said before, it's gonna be the jewel of our park. We want it to look as nice as possible.
Well, that's why I was asking
But,
those
yeah.
cosmetic questions, because if it was something $40,000 worth of ugly, you know what I mean? It's not.
Does that 40,000 include the additional field work on the
No, that's basically
This is
just,
the structure,
okay, here's the structure. Right.
materials.
So with either scenario, you're gonna be, like I said, you gotta do the same concrete work for
Right.
either, you're gonna do virtually the same masonry for either one.
Right.
There's gonna be,
Electrical.
if it's the pre-engineered steel, pre-engineered metal building, you know, there might be some miscellaneous painting or some miscellaneous trim. With the other one, you're gonna have a higher first cost to buy the package, and then somebody's gotta install all that, so. If cost is a factor, really the pre-engineered metal building concept is the way to go. Achieve the same structure at a much lower cost.
Goal is kind of to get it to look like that, and pretty much
That's what I want.
the top shows really well. I mean, we're not gonna be able to make it just like that.
Scott, just do
Unless
that.
Scott thinks he can make it look like that, which I'll be pretty happy.
Achieving
Yeah.
the look of the brick piers, yeah, that's base.
Just a thicker profile?
Yeah.
Lines and more
Probably a top of
accurate of these.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is the birds roosting and then kids taking their eyes. Chucking them up there.
for the VIP seats.
Vertical height. Generally not.
You would cover that somehow. Would.
Right, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, so with the polygon structure, you got a series of tubes, and the wood decking lays on top of that, and the roof goes on top of that. That's it, you're done. With the steel structure, you'd have framing, you put metal panels on the other side of that, a roof on top of that. So you're creating a sandwich of the structure.
You don't have the actual beam. I was thinking the beam.
We'll figure out a way to keep it as clean and kind of
Guys,
wrapped
I-
as possible.
I'm convinced that the pre-engineered building is the way to go, so I'd like to make a motion to give Mr. Perkins permission to give it some drops for the pre-engineered building.
Love to see that. Oh, I second it.
Okay.
So when you're saying the pre-engineered, you're saying polygon then, right?
No.
No,
Pre-engineered building, the one that's $40,000 less.
Right.
Refer to your sheet, Will.
Does,
It's right
does,
here.
does,
Yeah, she wanted to save,
I was just making sure.
she wanted to save $1,500 on the sign, but spend $40,000 on the
does this have to go through a bid process, or can you?
No, we will be under the bid process, so all we have to do is get 3 quotes on.
Do you want to talk about any of the other items?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so some of the other questions I've come up with, and I've measured up what's there now. Like I said, we've got a 50 by 90 foot slab. We're gonna have 4 legs that come down and hold this thing up. The question is kind of where you want that structure on the slab in terms of further forward toward the audience with more space behind it, or further back on the slab with more space out in front of it, or something kind of in the middle. I think my recommendation would basically be something kind of in the middle, having, okay, I'm sorry. Footprint would be about. If it's half.
Backstage.
Backstage area, yeah.
Backstage area.
But you wouldn't want it all the way forward because you would lose your performance area too, I think. You should have as much.
Got it covered. you can see once I come back. Next question is regarding, there's a paver.
We want to turn that into a drive. That's something we did because we didn't have any money.
And we may need to look at kind of back. I'd recommend we get handicapped access up to the surface because you don't have that.
Runoff, open back. Worry that it will run. Building. We go northwest to
It already does that when it was the old amp.
We have guttering on the back?
It shears to all sides. 'Cause there's actually a perimeter drain around the whole thing,
Okay,
which is
all right.
exposed currently. We'd like to fix that as part of this project.
So what we would do ideally would be go from front.
How's it drain now? Is there a drain now?
No, well, there's a perimeter drain and it sheets out. I think it sheets out forward and backwards from the middle. I'm not for sure on that, but the way the perimeter drain is, it's like that.
Let's see what else. The other thought I had was, right now, there aren't any stairs up to the stage. Nowhere there are stairs.
Oh.
That's what we were looking to do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Or
Oh, okay.
Last year, Buck McCoy.
The existing slab has some cracks. I guess we'll deal with those as part of the project. Was there anything, the existing electrical, is there any issues with any of that we know about?
Had it upgraded maybe about 10 years ago now. But it's probably gonna have to be moved to where the box locations are.
Part of,
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out for sure. Yeah.
and then, I think we talked a little bit about having a screen, a drop, whether we wanted to provide for the provision of a screen.
Permanent because it does get damaged over there because it's kind of hidden. I'm sure there'll be a lot of ornamental pictures that come out on there, and it needs to be able to be power washed.
So, do you want a plan for a screen to be hung from the structure?
We could come up with something as long as you know how we talked about having that. I think in our initial meetings we talked about having the.
I'll go all the way across.
Yeah, it probably needs to go a lot higher up, and we could just put 4 connection points and somehow, unless you figure out something that there may be a system out there that we could use.
If we're gonna hang a screen from the structure, those might be heavy and we need to account for that weight.
That could
So,
be an option as well. Quick and easy is what we want for sure.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be awesome if we could figure out a way to get our projector to.
It's not like a massive cost increase in the structure, it's just they like to know, okay, if you're gonna have extra weight in one area, know it for the design of the. Okay, I think that's the end of my questions.
There's lighting we talked about.
Talked about some kind of just general lighting, so you could have some. We'll explore options for maybe some lights that could be.
Yeah.
Big flood light show.
Nowadays, we could probably do some pretty pretty cool things anyway.
Lighting's probably another. Let me get this footprint set, and then we'll come back to you and talk a little bit more detail about that.
Think on a time frame.
Like I said, I've got the existing measured up. I've talked to the pre-engineered metal building guy, so I kind of know what he's got. So over the next 2.5, 3 weeks, we can put things together. If you want me to come back next month with kind of a design, we can do that.
Curious, what brand are you basing your design off of?
Nucor is the,
Good price.
Does it bolt to the pad, or do you have to actually?
we'll have to saw cut the existing concrete,
And sink
pull
it
that
in?
out, dig down. The footings are probably roughly 10 feet square,
Yeah,
3 feet deep.
wow.
With this kind of a structure, it's not so much the weight, it's the uplift. When the
Yeah.
wind blows, it's fly away, so
Yeah.
that's partly why those footings are there. Right?
You know you have to say it.
What's that?
You know you have to say it. Scotty, make it happen. Make it go. Make it. Give it all she's got.
Y'all, so I'll keep in
Thank
touch
you,
with
Scott.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not a 2x4, get me on the ship.
Will, do we have any more special guests tonight?
Joins us here. They're both Pulse Fitness.
Yeah, Lynn's
Katie's hanging out with us tonight too.
Welcome.
Team Pulse Fitness, right? Do you guys have anything? Okay.
All right, let's jump back up to new business dugouts.
All right, so back to your packet somewhere. In there, we have a couple of, let's see here, options. So I kind of told you the story already about it, and it's something that we'd like to do. So I thought I'd just bring it in front of you. I mean, can't you know, you've seen the dugouts. Who else?
I've been told about the dugouts.
You've been told about the dugouts. Elizabeth, you've probably
We
seen
go to
them
the
too.
dugouts.
They're in rough shape. I mean, so there's an estimate here of metal, and then there's an estimate for shingles. My thoughts are, we started doing one at Sam Thompson, and we did it ourselves. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but it is on the first base side, and we did it all metal. And we tried to do it in the mindset of, if I was a little kid, how would I break this? Because they get on top of the dugouts and they rip the shingles off and stuff. So we put it together, and it's lasted pretty good so far. So we kind of like the metal over the shingled roof, just because they are lower. They're right by a fence. The kids can get on them pretty easy. They throw rocks at them. They do all this kind of stuff. So the goal would be to make them last longer. The hard part is, like we've said before, we want to end up moving the fields and switching them around. So now we're investing in something that may go away in 2 to 3 years. So that's, I mean, we've kind of have always put it off for that reason. But they're getting to the point to where they're going to rot away if we
Which
don't
fields?
make some sort of.
Aren't there some fields that are just not ever gonna, they're always gonna be in that same location?
No, pretty much every single field would move besides Barnett.
Really?
So I think the first one that you have in front of you, yeah, shingles. And then the second one is the metal.
Pretend like we're not moving any fields, and pretend like no kid is ever gonna get on top of it. Is a metal one gonna last a lot longer than a shingle one?
Yes. Usually you get a 50-year warranty with metal.
That's what I
30
thought.
with the other.
How many dugouts are we gonna be
So we will finish our other one, so it'll actually be cheaper than the price quote he gave you. 'Cause we're gonna finish the other one that we started, we just gotta put a new. So that'll be 5 fields, or, no, 4 fields. But 2 dugouts out of the field. 8 dugouts.
And these quotes are for per field or for the whole development?
For the whole thing. Each one's for the whole thing.
You thinking non-reverting?
And he's got
for
the
funding?
concession stand and stuff on there too. For that, because technically that's kind of this thing, they're making money off of that. Probably want them to use their own space. In talking with Chris, he seemed to think that they could throw a couple thousand, which is awesome, and I've never heard him say that before. So that's why I kind of feel like at first I was kind of no, and then they said they were going to throw some money in. They said they're, it'll be ours, and I think all stars align.
Well, do we change our rates that we charge them each year?
I thought
instead?
about that too.
I mean,
we
I
actually
mean, that's-
talked about that.
That's what those funds should
Yeah,
be for.
well, and
That's the wear and tear.
What
You
are we
would,
charging them
you would
now?
hope that they would invest in their spaces a little bit more too, but it's just not a reality. It's not a reality with them. They're never
Yeah,
gonna.
then you raise the
They may
rates.
put some dirt in there, but we still have to groom the fields because if they don't, they'll get weeds all in them. We even trash. This year, that very far north field. I don't know if they were like pushing out of there, but it turned out to be a pretty good sized pond, and we shop backed it twice to get all the water out of it.
Maybe we don't want them to mess with the fields because
We can't do that yet, but when we put gates around the fields, we will be able to do that. And that's really the goal towards the future, because the problem is volunteers don't care. They care about the now and not the future. And what they end up doing is, let's just squeegee it all out. Well, they push all the dirt out. Now they made a gully that we have to spend 4 hours trying to manicure to get back to normal.
Yeah, we don't want them to do anything.
What do we charge for fees?
$500 for the year.
So if we start doing everything ourselves, what are we going to charge?
I know some other places. Stan's wife actually works in Mooresville for the parks, and they do $500, but then they also do a player fee. So every player, their impact on the field. So it'd be like $3 per person, and then they pay you that fee. And you just take that money and you put it right back into the fields. It's not like it's going. The parks are getting rich or something like that. I mean, we on one field last year. On the Rotary field, we spent $3,000 on dirt,
Oh, I believe it.
just dirt,
I believe
and
it.
then we spent another $1,500 on putting brick dust on Sam Thompson. It's just, it kind of is what it is. We're going to have to invest in those fields no matter what. It's hard to maintain what we have now because they are so all over the place. Anyone can. We manicure them. 5 minutes later, John Bob's out there playing baseball and riding his bike on it. It's the nature of the beast without fences. And that's why they can keep Barnett so nice, is because it is fenced. But if we fenced all of our fields the way they are right now, you'd block out half the green space at the park. Where when we turn them back in, you're actually going to be opening up more green space in the park. Fields.
I was thinking about that. When we turn them back in, who's going to be playing on those diamonds? The PB kids?
Yeah, the goal would be
'cause we'll be
hopefully
turning a
they're
diamond.
all one unit by then.
Well, we'll be turning a diamond towards the train station.
Yeah, but if you think about it right now, if you hit it foul, where are you going? At the train station.
Yeah, but that's if you hit it foul.
And most of those kids that are playing on that field aren't even hitting it to the.
Well, that's what I was
Outfield.
asking. What level kids are going to be playing there?
Well, that's the thing, though. We're going to move it all in, too. So it's going to be a lot
Maybe
farther
further
away.
away.
You're pretty much adding 250 feet, I think. What we said, 250-foot fields right there in the old football field. Right there. And then you have the option of having Pee Wee, or you could have adult softball, which is our league's going pretty well. And North fields, we thought about putting Pee Wee kind of together. We could give them a football tower, and then they'd have a place to operate out of.
You said that they don't really put much back into the maintenance of the fields, but how do they compare to, how's baseball compared to football? What do we charge
Football, all their money goes towards equipment because they have the concussion protocol and stuff
Oh, yeah.
in there. They
So
have
what
to
do we
turn
charge
things
what do
over.
we charge the football field to
Same
use?
thing.
500 a year, a season?
About,
A year?
what was it, Kent? Remember how many years ago it was? We upped the fee because it was only $250, and actually
Yeah.
we weren't even collecting. Now we have it in a system that pops up and shows due dates and stuff for them. So our rec desk is paying off. But yeah, I mean, it's $500, which I feel like it's pretty minimal because
Oh, yeah.
if you think about when we come in on the weekends, I'd probably say about 75% of the trash is from the Little Leagues. I mean, first double bubble. Because they, and then they don't really pick up, and then the animals get into the trash cans, and then it's all over the place.
Do you currently get 500 from Little League and 500 from Pee Wee?
Yes.
As separate? I think Little League opened a second concession stand. I know they have.
Yeah,
That-
they used to have that.
They
was
haven't
this-
the last few years, I don't.
Yeah, and then they went away from it because they had product. Probably will go away. Sure. I can't imagine that. Yeah, judging by the. Yeah.
I know this is a lot of money, but in comparison of how visual that these diamonds are and how much use they get, it's, but in a comparison, it's not
And
to
when
to
it's,
wait, hoping we're gonna get fields. We don't have a solid deadline yet either, so.
Yeah,
We
no,
about have
that's-
to take care of what we have.
I agree.
Instead of wishing for something to happen.
and this is
another
it,
year or two.
because when we get a new field, we're not gonna take that old dugout roof with us.
Metal actually. But
Yeah,
I
you
don't
probably
know
could,
that.
but it
There's
would
no
be-
way you're gonna be
it'd be
able
hard.
to.
Yeah, and the modern dugouts are like fences.
What do you
Laid out
mean?
with a fence.
Oh,
For the younger kids. It's a lot cheaper.
Do you have an opinion what you want done?
At first, I feel like I've kind of been putting it off just because I was hoping the move would happen a lot faster, but
How long have we been talking about moving fields? How many?
not really that long, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
how much longer do you think it'll be?
It all depends on funding. I mean, getting the funds to move football up there. If we can do the tower, everything else I think is easy. The tower is about 100,000, but I think with their help, maybe raise those funds using their name.
But when you said Pee Wee and Little League would be helping with these funds, what kind of money are you talking?
He said a couple thousand. So I'm gonna round that up to 3. Try working for it, especially if he's getting his concession stand. And then you can subtract the one dugout that we'll be doing too, so it'll be a lot cheaper than what you see here.
Who's he? He's getting
Chris
his-
Giotto. He's Little League. And I'll probably ask Brent anyway. Maybe
Brent.
Kent can help me out on that too. Drop a line. No.
My kids are on the Cubs.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Brent's tight, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I just tried to say the difference.
I know you did, I appreciate that. Brent invited us to do concessions for him.
Yeah?
I didn't know. We're at Farmers Market right
We got plenty of outlets.
now. Would that be a good service for those, are there a lot of kids, a lot of,
Yeah, I mean, you got sitting audience.
but they're not going, are they going down to the other concession stands?
Yes. You're kind of splitting up. It may end up messing with both of your sales. It'll hurt
Well-
them and hurt you.
That's what I mean. I don't want to. Difficult to answer him on the spot.
Yeah, everything.
Well, what's your anticipated schedule for this?
He didn't really give me. I mean, my goal would be to not affect the Little League, so it would probably not
The Little League's
be. And I'm
finished
guessing
with it.
this company is probably doing really well right now because
Yeah.
construction's booming pretty good. So we're probably looking. And I mean, if you want to, I can get another quote, but
Look at me.
Taken from non
yeah, it'd be non-reverting.
I think Tammy can get you a quote though.
She is good at that.
She,
Do you know a roof
I am
guy?
good at this. I know, I could find a roof guy.
Yeah.
But because I know I've done metal roof on my own cabin at my lake, I know this is,
Yeah, it's a
this is
decent
what
what
kind of
costs.
roof is it?
Like, I have a metal roof.
What do you think about that?
I think, that's what I was,
I think they're
someone makes a
fantastic.
motion, I'm gonna second it.
She was looking at you.
I know. She wants to recuse herself because she has a metal roof on her cabin. So somebody else has to vote.
No, I just don't want my name to be all over the minutes of Tammy's. Cost everywhere.
Tammy has a meeting, you can tell she has to go. I make a motion.
Made the motion? Your
I
second?
second.
All in favor, signify by saying
Made the motion.
I did.
Made the motion.
aye.
You know what you made a
the
motion
metal
for?
roof?
For the
Yes, yeah, sorry, absolutely. I should be clear on
Well, I guess that I wasn't clear on your opinion, but that's a good
Yeah, I think so.
roof.
I mean, if I knew we had like dates for the other one, we could hold on and put some paint on it or something, you know?
It could
But-
be,
Yeah, I mean, with no guarantee in sight, I think.
Well, even when football moves, then we have to have funds for the
Then we
real
gotta start the next
expense of
phase,
the
yeah.
fields, the
Well-
baseball fields.
Now, won't we, well, not, I mean, how soon, I know it's not immediate, I know that, but how soon will the 1% food and beverage tax be kicking in for us?
That's very interesting. Do is we're waiting on the ordinance. Rules.
May.
Fed. State law. Once the ordinance is in place, you have another month for that. So I was really hoping that we'd do it first. That's what we're gonna look
That's even sooner than I thought it was gonna
at.
happen.
Essentially, that's.
Still all good.
Yeah, so we
that's
still
not
get
so
4
bad.
months of revenue for this year.
I know this food and beverage tax is earmarked for particular things,
Yes.
for sidewalks, trails, and parks, and when it comes to parks, is it just purchasing park property, or is it for the park's needs? I mean,
Depends on how they word
it depends on how we word
It's
the
very-
ordinance.
It's very vague.
Okay.
it. Yeah.
It's sidewalk, trails, parks, and also a second. Goes with economic.
It could be anything.
Me, it's park. We collect 4 months. Dave, it's.
Thanks. Everybody's gonna leave. Yes.
Making, wrecking the
Two hundred and one west.
The Airstream cannot wait to donate to the parks. Jeez.
Hey,
It's
Will,
1%.
one last thing on that. I would, project, that's the time. Raising. All new dugouts, all new roofs. Guys get ready for, yeah, like the kid thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just that,
Yeah,
and that's the time when you make an improvement like that, that's the time to say, hey, money spent, money coming in, give them the.
Yeah.
And isn't it time to tell them, you don't have to do any, and please don't do anything to them. If they're just costing us money by everything they
Tell them
do.
that every
They
year,
aren't
probably.
doing anything to the time. It's not on the tell.
Weren't you talking about, weren't you talking them moving the dirt out or whatever they're doing?
Yeah, they're gonna do that no
If you use
matter
that
what.
puffy language, I shouldn't say it that way. If you use that language to kind of fluff them, then say, don't do anything, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Whether
that's
they're
a
doing it
perk
or
for
not,
them.
it's just, it's,
We're raising your prices, but we're gonna take care of
If it
everything
rains,
for
if they wanna
you.
get a game in, they're
Yeah.
gonna do whatever they can.
Yeah,
to make
exactly.
They
that
don't
work.
have
They,
time.
they don't pass down the information, so it's like you tell one person and you see
Yeah.
Joe Bob brought a tractor out one time. One guy was drinking beer, driving a tractor out. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "This is why I don't want you guys here."
I don't think he had a shirt on either.
Yeah, he was shirtless too. He was just driving
He probably didn't know how to
pushing
drive the
dirt
tractor.
too.
Oh, yeah.
He had
How
a
to drive
grater
a tractor
blade on
without
it.
that.
I was like, "You are not putting that on my fields."
Tractor pull, didn't it?
Remember when
Just
the,
wait till you get the golf carts with the, blades on it.
Yeah, exactly. Grater blade.
remember when the leagues were button heads and I was that little intermediary?
Yeah.
I drew the short straw. One of them said something about, well, then we just won't play our games at the park. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just have to find other diamonds to play on. Okay.
Matt-
Because you cost us so much money.
Yeah,
And you don't
there's
get
a
along
lot
with
of
each other,
time.
so,
Like,
yeah.
we spend a lot of time extra. It's not only the game; it's all the people around that are coming for the game too. They're parking in the grass. I mean, there's dead spots, grass all the way around. They're eating before. They're having birthday parties at the same time. And we love that. I mean, that's part of why we're here.
That's why the park's here.
But there is a large impact because of those leagues.
That they don't see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they'd be there anyways. No, we probably wouldn't
No.
have 500 people here at one time every weekend.
I agree with Jim. I think talking to them about an impact fee would be a good idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and maybe we can just kind of plant those seeds. We could show them where it goes too. 'Cause,
Yes, we could.
I mean, we spend more on them than actually we bring in from
Oh,
them.
please.
And people don't realize how expensive this is.
Yeah,
I mean, the soccer league, I would spend anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a season on field paint, just field paint. Depending on how rainy it was.
yeah.
Wash it away and we'd have to go back up there again.
I believe it.
Okay.
Move on to trucks.
Okay, so I don't know, I think you were at the last council meeting. So Barry and I did like a switcheroo thing, and so we ended up getting his older truck. It's only 6 years old, which is our newest truck in the fleet. And then we have 4 other trucks we're looking to trade in to possibly, to get new trucks. And it's gonna be on the next council meeting, but I just wanted to kind of let you guys know. Last year, we spent around $9,000 just in maintenance on our truck, and our budget is $20,000. We almost spent 50% of our budget on just keeping our vehicle. And it's going to continue to get worse until we figure out a way to have some sort of rotation. And that's what we've been kind of working on the past 3 or 4 years, was figuring out what can we get on that's like every 3 years, we rotate one out so that we can put one in. By the time you look at it, we're practically paying a payment on a truck, except we're still driving the trucks that are falling apart.
So, do you want to always have trucks that are good enough to trade in for a new truck?
We don't
Or do
need
you
new.
want
We don't need new.
a
We don't
newer
need.
truck?
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
need newer truck. The thing is if we buy a new truck, it will last us 10 to 15 years and still have like no miles on it. But when we buy used, now we're adding on to it, and it's getting the abuse of the park just because, it's got a lot of start, stop, we're in and out. Probably 100 times more than anything else. We only drive like a half. And so the insides of the truck and all the features are like falling apart, and then it's rusty. So, I think our newest truck, well, besides the dump truck, our newest truck is mine, which is a 2000. So our newest truck is 11 years old. My truck's starting to fall apart too.
No, you guys have to have trucks, but listen to this. Do you want to trade them in before they're too bad, or do you want to drive them till they're dead and just keep getting new ones? Do you know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter to me. I just don't want to be spending so much money because I don't have much
On
money in
maintenance.
my budget
Yeah.
in general. If I'm spending half on, like, we maxed our budget around August last year, which has never happened before. Usually we can write it out because our staff's so dynamic. We make up the money and having staff that can do electrical, plumbing. But when I max out the budget in like August, it's kind of scary. Thinking about like, oh crap, what if something big breaks? Glad the pool was done by then. But that's really my only big thing.
What do
I do, in that case? And of course, I'd probably come to the council and ask our town manager, hey, I got a big problem here. But I don't want to have to do that. If I plan properly, I should never get in that stage. So my goal is to figure out some sort of rotation in park vehicles so that, because we only have like 4 or 5 vehicles anyway. So if we rotate them out every 3 years, cycle and everything, we're still having them a long time.
Getting your money's worth.
Yeah, but it's hard when you get something used. You can't get that cycle out of it. So then you're going to have to turn over a bunch more.
Where do you get them?
I think this last one, Jerry. My truck was from Jerry. And then Rob before that. So I'd always work a deal because they're like, hey, I'm going to trade in one. I was like, all right, let me see it. And then we'd work a deal to figure out a way to get me a newer vehicle. It's still usually 5.
So you've never gone and gotten a used car from a dealer?
No,
Always
we
use
haven't.
one of the other guys'.
Yeah, because usually for the most part, what they're trading, besides the ones we got from Jerry, were decent trucks. The ones that Jerry's looking to trade in now, they're decent trucks. Some of them are 10 years, starting to have rust on them. If we get them with rust, they're going to start falling apart right away.
Now that the police department are on a 3-year vacation, if there's still to be had there. Downside is road miles. Good use.
Yeah, if they have
trucks
anything
that-
decent.
Are they getting them new?
Yeah, when we buy
Okay.
vehicles, we buy
And they're pickup trucks.
this.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that again. Yeah, they're saying the Dodge is falling apart. James doesn't want us to get that. Heavy Ford, and the Fords cost more.
Aluminum's not bad.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. Just like the sign.
If it's good enough for a ball sign, it's
Yeah,
good
yeah,
enough for a park truck.
Considered leasing some vehicles? I know not all vehicles can be leased because they're beat up so bad, but
I believe at one point in time, our managers, most for our service.
to worked on.
But anyway.
I asked him about him.
So
When I was trying
last
to.
year, they've been keeping a low profile.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's
been a bad
true.
year.
Because they don't like driving a truck, or because they don't like the Dodge?
I think they're
'Cause
just
it's
so
bad.
hard on them, because they're like, when they have to go and do, trucks aren't made to be going really fast.
I wonder why they wanted trucks in the first place.
The utility part of it, they have a lot of gear. Or,
Those wacky cops.
NASCAR.
yeah, Robbins Racing.
A little easier to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
But that would be a good question to ask. If
Yeah. Well, even if we could maybe figure out a way to be on that same rotation. One vehicle.
that's the other.
Yeah.
We'd have to sit down with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need trucks, but we don't know, we don't have like a idea of how the best, we need to talk to Mark and Jenny. And
I have all the information on the trucks and stuff, and we're working on that deal. But I still have the problem is a lot of my fleet is still 11, 14 years old. So, I mean, I'm worried about those because mine, I mean,
Because your
I've got a
maintenance.
check engine light problem. Had for like, yeah, he's got a check engine light problem. Taking him to Champion to try to get, sometimes we're worried about how they're getting fixed over there. So we tried something different and we ended up with like the same result. And so now we're kind of stuck with, okay, these ones we don't drive out of the park. You know, and I don't want to be that way because eventually I'm just going to drive my own vehicle. That's what it's going to be. Because it's not going to be reliable. And you got half the time you're buying batteries or somebody, the thing dies at Blanton, and now you got to go and get someone. And just it's problematic. It is. Yeah. And it's frustrating. Too, but I know, you know, we're the park, we're never going to have perfect things, but I got to be able to keep my budget good because we don't have that much money in it. I spend another $9,000 or probably more this year. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to end up going to the town money, so either way, it's
January 1st.
yeah,
So-
exactly.
so is the
Start
town-
May though.
So is the town gonna say, here's more money to keep doing maintenance, or here's more money to go buy a truck?
I mean, if you fix the truck issue, then you don't have to worry about the maintenance. But I'm good with either because if you fix the maintenance budget, that one doesn't ever go away. Hopefully. But I don't want to spend all of our time down one truck, down
Yeah.
two. I mean, last year I think one time we were down 3 trucks.
No, the answer is a newer truck, or
Yeah.
2.
Or some sort of rotation, I think, is the best answer. Something that we can rely
That
on.
gets you
Oh,
a newer truck or
in
two.
2021, we know we'll have a new truck and we can trade that one back in and hopefully buy it down a little bit.
I would suggest talking to. Said you were down 3 trucks. That information doesn't. Can't solve a problem we don't know.
Yeah.
Budget. We've always known that. Always gets, they get the hand-me-downs from
Yeah.
the other departments.
We can make
But
it work.
But it's kind of always been that way
Yeah.
too, you know, just. But if it's maybe. New people coming in.
Plus, it was practical to start out with, but now it's turning into something that's not.
Yeah. And the hard
So
part
there's
is,
nothing wrong.
because the way our budget's set up too, you know, we haven't had a new equipment fund since I worked here.
It is usually one of the, when we have budget.
It's the first thing that goes.
Park is, again. Place that we're gonna have
We make it work, and I don't want to be that person who's always like
Well, you
complaining
don't,
about it. but-
you don't, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You probably should have 5 years ago when we could have.
Well,
Location thing.
I did to Gary.
Okay, so, but Gary, this is why,
Yeah.
this is why I'm saying.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah, with the new.
we have, not only do we have new personnel, but there's a new guys that brought in, when they did the interim stuff. It was, I think that attitude is true. Mark and Jenny. The solutions. I would also argue that take your vehicles.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, if
true.
you're working-
Normally, we always try to go to Public Works, but a couple of times.
Anything, go buy a cool back, go buy something. Go buy anything.
And we're driving those, and like, if you're leaving the park, you want to make sure that you're gonna like survive. And there were like brake issues, so we wanted to be like, okay, tried to fix it twice, you didn't fix it, I'm a champion. And it's not always the case, you know, they do a job over there. Fight back.
Especially when, especially if they're 10, 11
Yeah. Yeah.
years old, or you're going to the aftermarket. It's just not. So,
The parts are more expensive.
Yeah.
Because they're hard to find.
Yeah.
Mike makes a good point, because some of those new faces on the council work with dollars and figures. They might have a perspective about what you were talking about in the long run. It might be more advantageous. Well, my financial brain doesn't. New faces. Oh, why don't you do? I don't know what, but some of these guys that
Go
work
to the
with me.
accountant, 11-year-old vehicle.
Yeah.
It has no value and it's costing us $9,000 a year.
Yeah, what should we do?
See, that was a lovely perspective.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Lay it all on it and just.
Any other discussion on trucks? Okay, move on to Aquatic Center update.
All right. So we have been hitting it hard at the Aquatic Center. We actually had a lifeguard staff meeting this evening. Memberships are doing really well. Funds are up on that. Expecting it's going to be cold this first month, so it's going to be a rough one. It's not going to be like last year. We made like 60% of our sales in the first. This year it's going to be so. Just prepare for that. We've been cleaning everything, getting everything ordered. Had a few faux pas with the chlorinator today, but we have it fixed. We got everything painted, did concrete work, did a lot of work on making it pretty inside there, and it looks really nice. Opening Memorial Day weekend. At some point, we're going to have to talk about that facility is dying as well. A little field trip. some point, if we want to continue to have pool and some money. Slides, I mean, painting, everything needs paint. Splash pad needs new features. Came in on the front end of the splash pads, and now everybody's and all these things. I think it hurts us. I don't know that those things can ever, pool will never really pay for its cost, but it'll pay for its operations. Make that decision at some point. It's getting close to where it's gonna need. To redo the slides, $30,000. Diving board needs completed. Splash pad. SCS feature, which is falling apart. All the Virginia Grant Baker items for this year, which is like sand media filters. We haven't even touched the inside of the. We're gonna put some numbers together and maybe look at. It is almost 15 years old. Done really well. Like if you saw it 3 weeks ago, you'd be like, how are you ever gonna open? Because our staff is so dynamic in what they can do. I mean, we were down there laying concrete and reinforcing it, painting, I mean, doing everything, you know. But there comes a point where some of those things are going to be safety issues. So the safety issues, we need to start thinking, hey, let's try to fix all these. Because a lot of these things are really, they're overdue. Just don't have any funds. That's probably a host fund someday project. Yeah. But a lot of that depends on the other host fund project. Too. I mean, we can get by, which is pretty much what we've been doing for the past 3 years, but the amount of work to get by is starting to become overwhelming. So I'm worried that next year we may not be able to do just because they're unsafe.
You're talking about doing a big overall.
Yeah, fix
So-
everything at one time, and just kind of knowing that we should do it every 10 years.
Okay, so applying the same
To keep
logic
it
to the
alive.
pool and its facilities that we're applying to your trucks, and it's if
I'm
we're
about
going
to
to be
buy new.
well, I know.
That's where
Well,
you're
you're
going.
talking about
That would
tens of
never
thousands
work.
of dollars for this and that tens.
Yeah.
Of, I mean, we're just for fun of it. What would it take to build a new facility? I mean, I know thousands,
Probably
hundreds of
5
thousands.
million.
5 million. Okay, so you were talking about how we're not keeping up with the other towns. We're going to replace everything in it. So, do you make that kind of a investment in replacing everything in it, or you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what would it take?
Yeah. I think that if you do the remodel right, it'll be a new facility.
Okay.
And you don't have to spend, millions of dollars. I think for probably 200,000, you could do almost everything and change the whole face of the facility. That's what I think we need to do is every 10 years, the same, but just reinvent it. Change the colors, add a couple features over the existing so we don't have to do anything infrastructure-wise. We're just adding a little pretty onto the top, and then you're going to add excitement. That's kind of what we lack. I would say is excitement because we've had the same thing for 14 years. Half the people growing up, they don't remember the old pool, and so it's not as exciting. And if you look back through the dollar data. We used to bring in $170,000 a year, and now we're bringing in 106. And our population's growing. So because we aren't putting in the pizzazz, we're not getting those people because they can go to Plainfield.
Plainfield,
they can go,
well, yeah.
Yeah, we are cheaper, but there you can spend a whole day. Here, usually half a day. We know that, pay people, but we just need to keep up a little bit. I'm mainly worried about structural functioning things that someone could get hurt.
And,
No, we don't want to do any
Is there anything
litigation.
that's unsafe this season?
We fixed the number one thing. We have a slide issue on the hook off of it. But we slid it back over and it's there, but even to get that slide would probably take.
To get the slide, to
Yeah,
get a
because
new
it's a
one?
custom feature. Probably say 5.
But if it's
For a
gonna,
slide that's like this big.
and the bad thing is, like, once you start, once you
Never fit.
buy all new, they usually don't.
They're all warped
Sure.
from
Right.
the
So
sun.
you've already got existing holes in the,
And we can get most of those things. Like the top of the slide, we had some issues with cracking, and we put a mat over it last year. And that works pretty well, to kind of get us through that. And we can do a lot of the other stuff, the little things, but it's the big things that,
well, to me, that's a huge priority.
plastic stuff.
yeah.
Factor is the cell.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tight all
Yeah.
safety factors.
Yes, you do.
Position. Look at safety. In January.
We didn't really find it until.
All you have to do is say,
Yeah.
fact. Issue. Oh, that the pool gets used by
Yeah.
kids.
We had 1,000 visitors.
It's a no-go if there's a police tape and saying,
And nobody will come.
Yeah.
nobody, because
We always try to do everything that we can to try
Sure,
to do what we can
absolutely.
before we would ever come to you and say, oh, we need money for this.
And we're kind of at the thing where if we would feel safe with our child going down. It's a little bit
Which kid?
tight. Yeah. Not the middle child. They can fend for themselves.
And we had 5, there's always a replacement in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
So, I mean,
Somebody's in the queue.
we usually solve most of those things, but some of the things are bigger things that we can't, like the
And at
media
end-
and the
at
sand
end of your-
filters.
At
And
the
the,
end of your season, we close up. You're unsafe.
I'll have it before that because I should be able to have everything for the host. Because I want to be able to show at that time needs for it. I want to do a tour.
So, if Democrats.
Yeah. That new.
They weren't being challenged. Council members voting.
agree with everything you said. I think you should gather your list and.
If you wanna get the fund going, let's. No, I'm serious. I mean, you wanna go out.
If there's unsafe equipment at the pool, that's an absolutely have to.
Sorry, it just went down. Got kind of down there a little bit.
These are good.
All right, need something positive next.
Bill Timehouse, that's always.
All right, we're following down, old business, we've done the field markers, amphitheater, wayfinding. We're at wayfinding.
So wayfinding. So I met with Battershell. It was a rainy day. We went out there and we walked the area. He's got it staked. I don't know if you've seen in the front lot where it would be. So I think we're at a point to where we need to reach out to the council and get together and talk about it. Are we doing it or are we not? It's come to that point of. So, and this is the putting in the digital sign yet. So what are your thoughts on that, Mike? You can be honest.
Well, what kind of dollars are we talking about?
So the original quote we got was for $80,000. That's going through SignWorks. Someone cheap. Yeah.
Bargain hunter.
Tammy, you and Robbie make a call.
Yeah, because I think we can do it way cheaper. Especially, we've got a couple brick guys that I think could do a majority of it, set up, and then it's just putting in the LEDs. Got plans for everything, so we'll bring the plans and we'll talk. And then the question will be, it's really not the new sign as much as it is the old sign.
So that's.
Well, and I think there's been, in the wayfinding side, Laura secured some funds for this. Surprising. But she actually was a driver in this. So some of those wayfinding dollars that are in the host for this project, if it were live, we still got to follow all the signs and stuff. Wanted to make sure that the council, before we move forward, because we don't want to get into, we want to be a team and move forward as a team. We could even tie in, we talk about trails. We have some impact fee dollars. We could actually tie it into a trail too. Finish that trail. We have trails to kind of nowhere right now, so we could finish that trail and make it all kind of one project together. Maybe even look into the bridge.
You make a picture like that, to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Be what dollars are really $50,000. No, isn't really quite kosher,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
uphill battle because. Again, with. Let someone build a
Yes,
monument,
yeah,
build
I
a
know.
monument to themselves.
Yeah.
And so that may just be their the fame right by the park.
So, do you think we could meet sometime in the
Next 2 months, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe just tagging on. I don't think it has to be anything really super long. Kind of cut straight to the basics. Or so that everyone's informed.
We do a work study and we actually.
Yeah.
And look at pictures.
I like that idea. Maybe that's a train station. And I think some of these dollars can actually come from non-recruiting.
You guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring up those.
Yeah, no. That was my only worry with her leaving, that she was the only one. Yeah. Yeah.
This is communication you speak.
Other questions on wayfinding, discussion? Move on to Hargrave.
We just wanted to give you an update. We've been working on it when we can. The pool's pretty much sucked our lives away the past 3 weeks. We've got a little bit further on some of the window setups, taking off more masonry. We think we have a plan to kind of cover up the rough pillar bricks on the edge where they chipped them out. I'm trying to think what else. I have some of the flooring. We're going to have to redo the edge around on the baseboard end. It's coming along. It's slow like we thought it was going to be because it's kind of we just move over there and try to knock out a little bit of it. But we made some progress on it, I think. Close to where we can call the painter and kind of set it for him to come in. Moving along.
Question.
It's dusty, right? Yeah, it's just slow. Once we get our summer staff in, start, really easier for us to make time to be able to.
Go to reports, year-to-date financials.
So I got the financials in there. I screwed up the balance sheet. I'm gonna have to go in and fix that because I think I somehow put my end of year in 18. So I'm gonna fix that and come back to you. So the profit and loss is pretty much what we're looking at. We had a pretty good month last month. I'm trying to think of the major things.
So we got pre-sales of 14.
Yeah.
Good.
And so last year we were at 10. So I mean, that's pretty good. But I don't know if that just takes away of people coming in the day of too. Hopefully it's more than that. I may try to do a little bit of marketing and hit outside of Danville for memberships. Just because we are pretty cheap. So if we can get some other people, I have noticed there's 3 or 4 families from Avon that actually grab memberships early. I never thought about actually marketing outside of Danville because it's just always what we've done. But I want to try to push out and see if I can go west and maybe north because they don't have a pool in those areas except for Lebanon. But I think we could still steal Brownsburg people. Cascade, that's another good one. because we are cheaper. I'm gonna try to do a little something there and stir up in the next. I think with this cold snap, we're gonna need membership. Like no other. Did I tell you guys about the police and fire camp too?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mentioned it last month.
Yeah. So completely sold out really quick, and all those funds, they actually let us have all those funds. And we're gonna help them kind of the registration. It'll be really cool. I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Be a great event for kids.
And then the pool will be another one that we're going to be pumping away money. Probably. The next report you get will be just because May we pretty much buy it. Besides concessions at bill. And it looks like the train station's doing pretty well. The rate change, I thought it would affect it a little bit, but it doesn't.
What are we doing at the,
It's still down. I got to figure that one out. You know, after last year we had that $15,000 kind of shortfall. It still seems to be down because I can usually tell by how much. We have like a 50% down payment, pretty much. Be able to book the date, so I can tell how good we're doing by the 50% in the pot when I get on there. So. So right now it's 23, and last year we were at 32. So I'm a little worried about that. I don't know, but we're gonna have to write out this year to really see. So last year we have all the data from last year, and this year we'll have all the data. Now we can finally compare things and see, you know, where are our issues, what's our prime months, you know, and it'll give us all the statistics. But the good side, we are renting a lot more on random times. So I may come back to you at some point and talk about a possibility of if someone rents within 2 or 3 months, if they could have a cheaper rate. Just because we're not gonna probably book a wedding, like if you're getting married, you're booking out a month, 18 months. So if we can rent cheaper things, I mean, I don't wanna lose money, but it could just be cheaper. Because we're going, like, the whole month of April, we didn't have a wedding. It's weird. Prime space, people like to take risks if the money's worth it. So, because it's more expensive in there, maybe we figure out a way, and February 1st, you know, if you're 90 days out or something like that, have a better rate deal, or can we do flash sales, or can we do something to where we can keep those dates being booked, because I feel like we're almost wasting money.
I'll be reaching out to the community to let them know today.
As far as like marketing the Blanton House, so we go to all the bridal shows, and pretty much all the bridal shows, the Visitors Bureau has wedding where groups of people come together for weddings. It's not really a bridal show, but it's more of like Association of Wedding County to try to work leads there.
Like wedding brokers.
Yeah, exactly. So we've used those. Blanton House is so word of mouth. And then Bill posts, we do a thing where he has to post 4 pictures for every wedding on there. So a majority of the marketing is just from. And I'd probably say about 75% of the brides communicate completely. Super annoying. But, you know, it's one of those things where you got to hit it all the time. You got to be available 24/7 because if you don't respond, you could lose that sale.
think the
Me and
fact-
Bill actually both hit it at the same time. They don't know that they're talking to two different people.
Well, what I'm concerned about is, the Liston Lodge just opened,
Yeah.
and that's gonna compete with us. And it's amazingly gorgeous.
Yeah. I saw the video.
No, the
tour.
Liston Lodge is the old, do you know where the Woodmiser house
Yes,
was?
yes.
These people bought this house at a steal. It assesses for like 2.6 million, I think they bought it for less than 7. And they're revamping it, like the indoor basketball court's now been cleaned out, the stripes are up, the belt goals are down. They painted it, now it's this gorgeous white banquet room, reception room. So they're gonna cause us some, it's on 39 North, just before you get to Liston on the
But
west
isn't
side
it
of
a
the road.
different price point?
It will be, but it's gonna be very attractive to brides. I mean, when you're spending money. So that's why I was,
Going to, you said the barn, you know, people that specifically want to do the
Usually the
barn
type of
wedding
person
thing.
that's coming to us is they like the outdoor venue. And so that's where we're kind of different. Plus, not very many places where you can pick your own caterer. And that's a huge benefit
Yes.
for us. But we're also, if you think about it, we're also losing money because we don't have any add-ons. We don't have, oh, do you want your place set up? Do you want tear down? What do you want? Problem is we don't have any staff to do those things. So we miss out on a lot of those opportunities because it's you know, it's on days, it's some staff.
I think this discount thing is a great idea.
The hard part is do you make people mad? Keep booked out. There's a
No,
little
because
bit of-
they can wait till the last minute and book
no,
it
that's
too.
common at a lot of venues.
But if they really want that date, they'll book it in
And we'll
advance.
we would have to figure out a way to where we talk to the council though and have the ability to negotiate because technically everything would have to be a set rate. So what we could do is, you know, if it's within 90 days, we would have the freedom to give 50% off, you know, within 90 days. Or if it's within 60 days, then it's, you know, 60% off. You know, to where we could work some deals to where, you know, if you want to have a baby shower there, it would be somewhat affordable. If you want to
Baby
have-
showers, birthday parties, family reunions,
Business-
churches.
Business conferences.
We're
Yeah.
losing those guys because the bridal rate per hour is
Is
so
ridiculous, yeah.
And a church that just wants it for 3 hours on
And
a
then
day
if we
that
already
nobody else
miss
wants
that
it.
date, I don't want to lose that date because
Yeah.
technically we're still losing money.
The outdoor yoga lady, you know what I mean?
Or yoga.
No, I mean
Goat yoga.
Nobody's using it on Thursday afternoon anyway, so we should rent it to her for an economical price.
There's
It's
an outdoor
just,
yoga lady in the shelter of the Legion now.
I mean, outdoor yoga is a big thing. I'm just saying there's a lot of hours in the week that aren't being rented that
Yeah.
people want it,
Well,
but they
even the
can't afford a
weekends.
bridal price.
I mean,
Except
if
the weekends, leave those alone.
Well, but I think it needs to be the weekends too because the problem is now I sit dormant for 4 weekends in April.
Well, that makes a good
If
point
you think
because
about that, I lost almost 10 grand.
yeah.
My oldest daughter got difference between getting right now on council. Period of saying this.
Or wait till January 1.
Wait till January 1. If you come to us and say, $4,
third of that.
anything without using your marketing.
Yeah.
Still want to make it attractive. But you might have those people that would say,
Depends what month.
$2,600
okay, 20, all right.
for 16 hours.
Yeah.
And then the word gets out. Maybe it's the yoga people that get it for
Yeah.
$100 you didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
And proactive like that. My counsel is
But you need to be the monitor of that because what's it costing to pay that one person? What's it costing for utilities? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't discount it to the point that
Yeah, we always try to at least double what it costs.
oh,
Because
well,
if you
you
think
already
about the
know that. Then,
utilities,
yeah.
so that's like your base, I
Yeah.
would say. Then,
how much?
so it's pretty much would be at least $30.
Cost or what?
That's what I would, well, probably charge more.
$50 an hour.
That's like a break
Undersell
even.
it. Yeah, yeah, I think
Okay.
50, and then you set the minimum hours. Yeah, and then maybe 8 on the weekend.
Doable for
Even a wedding,
a
maybe
party,
someone
a shower.
tries to wait it out. You know,
Or how many people don't plan to get married that just like spur of the moment got engaged and oh, what do you know? Do you know how many weddings? Do you know how many ceremonies Bill performs in a month? Because I just became a justice of the peace. I have my MDiv. It is about four people that just go to the courthouse, get the paperwork, and come over and $60.
maybe we have a courthouse package.
Justice of the peace package.
See if we can get them to, when they do this, they give out a little, send on over to the Blanton House, 150,
Sundays
get
are
your picture
dead,
taken
too,
in the
so
cake.
I wonder how many churches would use it, especially in the good weather. Would use it for a church.
Yeah, and right now it's not affordable for,
No.
church to use it.
No, but didn't you do one where you gave that church? Did have a service? I don't think it was peak season though. I think you
There's
negotiated.
been some down in the amphitheater.
Yeah, they
Oh,
booked
that
the
totally
amphitheater.
will be a
I
draw
think someone
for,
died.
in order to get a good
That's why
price
they
out
were
of
out
you.
there. That's why they were out there, and we had that weekend that wasn't being used.
Oh, okay.
When it was somebody like a
So-
major person.
Doris Day died. Does she get a discount
Was it-
now?
Tim Conway
Tim
died.
Conway died today.
Was it
yeah.
Wood? Bob Wood?
Oh, Carol's
A couple
husband?
years ago? I think that's what it was.
So a person's got to die for you to come down on your part.
So, okay, so back to trying to market Blanton House to.
Yeah.
Do you want help with trying to figure out a marketing strategy or,
Say yes.
I mean,
Yeah, if you want to.
I can help do stuff like that. I do that for the election division.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can help with that if you want. I'm
Sure.
try and research and see what we could do would be, because we want to get it rented. It's an asset. We need it to be an asset.
We
So
have
you're talking
some
about,
videos and
coming
stuff
up
that
with
we've
ideas
done.
To market it? Even like
And for,
how to-
for for packages, for discount packages.
I think telling our story too about the catering. I mean, that's a huge deal. You know, kind
I
of
know,
tell
we're
our
talking
story
about
on
that.
why we need to. Yep. Someone did a video.
Yeah.
Didn't they? One of the
We've had several
interns
videos.
did the
yeah,
video, like a video.
that we've done out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
video.
Bill would be a good one to get on board with that and trying to help with them.
The drone.
Yeah,
Mr.
we do some
Commercial
drone
Man.
shots. We have tons of wedding pictures now too. Cool.
Right. Any other questions on? I don't know what we kind of went all over the board. But,
I think we're on financials and now
Okay.
probably rolling to DAC.
All right. We have any more on the deck?
Just on the deck, let's see here. So we've been discussing the upgrades, you know, we talked about the major upgrade that we want to do down there. I've been working with Barry, hammering out a couple more quotes. He's had some issues with the hot water, so we're going to try to work on maybe get people taking a shower. So we're working on.
Are they still like going in and turning on the shower and then going and working out?
Yeah, and right now I don't even think it works. And our showers are. Whole building, I think, is still down. So
The
the
same shower setup?
it's
A one-hole
it's the
pole in
friend
middle.
shower.
Yeah, it's like. I
We
forgot
think we
about
can
that
turn
one
it
down
into
there.
multiple stalls, but I think at some point here in the next couple months, I'll probably be coming to you and see if maybe we can get an architect on. I think that's the only thing really that we'll have to have a professional. 'Cause most of the other stuff is just taking out walls that aren't moving the HVAC. Probably be coming to you and talk. You go in there, it looks pretty decent, then you go in the back. This is 1970s school. I mean, it's kind of cool, the nostalgia, but it's not cool if you have to take a shower in there.
Cool and creepy.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Question on the deck? What's our member count?
I think I had it on 1,000. We got as high as almost 1,300. I think when we do these upgrades, it'll have the curtain, and the curtain as well. That's going to help out a lot. Lions do want to come back, and we've been. We're going to work with them to talk to Henderson. 7 feet.
They'd want to rent the clubhouse.
At a discount.
Just get a bigger tent. Put some goals under it.
Yeah,
Just go around the posts in the middle.
chandeliers and
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we did put some new chandeliers out at the Blanton House. They look
Looks
really
sharp.
nice, too. They're huge.
yeah, they look really good.
Garden plots, have those roll in. We sold out for the first time, and I think we changed some marketing things that we're doing. We're posting a lot more, and we're scheduling posts and stuff, and it's paying off really well.
Buddy, I was out there.
Yeah.
Almost everybody's got their, or at least filled.
Yeah.
Really?
There's only a couple that are just still iron fellow.
Yeah, we had to retail a couple.
It's been so wet.
Yeah, it has been really well. Good starting. Nice. Junior golf, I think it actually started last week, but, and then pickleball actually started today. Cool. Everything going pretty good with pickleball too. We got a lot of tournaments and leagues and stuff set to go on. They're already wanting the multi-use court to change to 2 more pickleball. At some point, we'll think about that.
Tennis players down there.
Have to.
Yeah, the tennis players are starting to come back,
Yeah, it's great that there's.
but then the
all time.
pickleball people get mad. Overflows. But it's a good problem to have because before we didn't have anyone
Yeah.
It's been pretty good though. And then we are also the last partnership meeting, I think it was. I talked to Jane, library, and I really wanted to team up with them a little bit more on just programming stuff because we kind of do the same thing. Theirs are more educational, fun, recreation. So trying to cross over a little bit more and see if we can work together. She seemed like super open to it. Do the same things all the time. A different crowd. So we're gonna team up for a couple events, and then we're all kids over there. That'd be kind of cool. It's a win-win on both sides. Did you have any lunch bunch?
I had a meeting today. I think everybody will just be at the park on Tuesdays, and they're trying to have different people there. He's coming. Few area businesses are so much since the school started. People wanted to come. Really like a free lunch program, full meals, down to like 60 a week. So.
Good or bad?
Huh?
Is that good or bad?
It's different, but it's
Yeah.
probably good. We're probably hitting the
Hitting
people
the-
in need more,
yeah.
maybe.
The quantity is better over the quality.
Right. So next year we're talking about trying to do backpacks with that because they get backpacks all school year. They have backpacks
Oh, so like take
weekly
home.
also with food bags. Yes. Met?
Is there, if we buy shelves? Get the shelves?
Yes. We can buy more tubs. Books are organized. So
Yeah. This is the
we'd like to
stacking.
put them on shelves.
Can't stack once they're full of books. Blow
Right.
out the totes. So.
And the shelves are bending because
Yeah.
of the books.
Because they're not real shelves made for carrying that weight. We need the hardcore wire shelves. So we'll work on that. Maybe making some Santa training. Cool. Good. Everything's good.
Programming.
Nope.
I would like to say, I'm sorry, I was gonna plan to come here for Easter egg hunt and all that, and I couldn't make it that day, but as long as I'm a part of the board, I will definitely try to.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm sorry.
Had a good turnout despite the weather.
It's okay.
It was a bad day, wasn't it? Weather day.
Might be
Yeah.
above the age.
Find me amongst the children. I was at Kroger and looking at a shelf, and the guy was behind me. I said, "Excuse me." He goes, "That's okay. I can see over you." I said, "No, everybody can."
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Yes.
I hear
Second.
motion, second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Meeting is adjourned.